Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. This is one of the videos that I promised a couple of days, if I'm not mistaken, even probably a week ago, more than a week. I'll let you guys know that I'm running solo tech level 10 story missions, and I'm having no sweat doing them. I'm going to present to you a fit that Mmorpg actually showed me. So it's not my original work, so credits go to Mmorpg for that. But this fit is as dumb as possible, but highly effective. It relies on doing extreme DPS while avoiding completely damage, and it relies on one single pack that the drones have. You only need to be inside drone range to deploy the drones. You can just burn away from your target out of drone range, the drones will stay on target. That's very important. It's a neat trick that you can do with drone boats to farm basically these high-level story missions effectively and avoid getting killed by all those elite NPCs. So let's get over to the fit quickly, because today's video is going to be short. I'm not going to bore you with too much stuff. So we're going into the fitting, and we have our Vexor Navy issue. Now, the importance of this fit is it has absolutely no tank. It's a glass cannon, so to speak. And it requires a micro warp drive to do this. So I have my faction, it's not faction, it's storyline micro warp drive fitted onto the Vexor. It's a dealer medium micro warp drive, 507% flight velocity adjustment, and it consumes quite a lot of cap. As you can see, without any rigs, I have around 3 minutes and 50 seconds. If you add some nice capacitor rigs, you're going to get stable, or 9 minutes. It's no sweat, because once you get to 100 kilometers, you don't need to run the micro warp drive indefinitely. You just need to burn to your targets and do some things. I'll get to the tactics in a moment. Let's finish with the build first. So we have the micro warp drive. It's very important. It needs to be something faction or storyline better, because it offers a more speed boost. The rest of the 3 slots on the Vexor Navy issue is a Mark V drone damage amplifier. I didn't manage to find some decent loot storyline. Although I'm farming Galente and Amar storyline missions, I haven't been able to get a decent drop, and the last one actually gave me some poop. So I have just 3 of these Mark V drone damage amplifiers. I'm going to switch them to Mark 7, because we are now Tech 7, baby. So the damage is decent. It's actually very good, because we only have damage here. And we've got 5 drones, 2 infiltrators, and 3, as you can see, just a second. We've got 2 infiltrators and 3 Valkyries. Now, why the mix? Well, I don't actually want to buy hammerheads, because we know they do thermal damage, and everybody knows that they're slightly better, but actually in some specific situations that I'm tanking, or at least doing, the specific situations in which I'm doing damage against Blood Raiders and against Serpentis, I actually need armor damage DPS. So because I'm fighting battle cruisers and above, I do require some electromagnetic damage as well from the infiltrators, because I want to get that shield. It's not small. The shield HP on the NPCs is not that small. It's actually quite a bit of a buffer. You need to take down that first, and then go into the armor. You could go very well with 5 Valkyries, but in my opinion, it's going to be a pain in the butt to get rid of the shield first. So having 2 electromagnetic drones, it provides you with that extra boost to reach the armor. Now, of course, if you have the money, be my guest and buy Mark 5 or Mark 7 hammerheads, and they'll do thermal damage, and thermal damage can face resists of 30. We can take a look at this ship information panel. So on the just a second, we have armor resistance is 35% thermal, and if we go to the shield, come on mate. Okay, so the shield has 20% thermal resistance, and armor has 35% armor resistances. These resistances are standard and static on the NPC, so they won't change. And if you want to deal damage against armor tanks, you either go for full explosive, or you try to mix them up, or even go with full hammerheads. But notice how 35% versus 10% resistance in armor does matter, and even though if the hammerheads really do more damage than the Valkyries, then they're gonna do lower damage against armor than the Valkyries. It's a trade-off. You can basically experiment and do all sorts of stuff. I did my testing, and it was the formula that I came up with. The high slots are pretty much out of the way because we're going into tactics. So one more thing that I'd like to add on rigs, you might as well just fit one drone damage rig and one drone firing rate. So we increase the rate of fire of your drones. And for the other two rigs available, you can right now, because you cannot NOS your own drone anymore. I used to do that. It was quite fun, and I had stable capacitor. But since you cannot do that, and you don't need actually any NOS on your med slots, you really need to put some capacitor rigs in order to get cap stable, or even 9 minutes, which is plenty of time. Again, let's go into the tactics, and I'll show you guys exactly what it means to solo tech level 8 and tech level 10s with this baby. So the basic strategy is pretty simple. You warp in at 100 kilometers, and you go at an angle against your target. Be careful not to burn straight forward, because the battle cruisers, big guns, will basically start chewing up your HP, so you don't want that because you have such a high speed. Let me show you guys exactly the speed with the micro warp drive. It's going to be very, very high for a cruiser. Vexor has some agility bonuses, so just so you know, it behaves quite well when trying to turn or orbit or have high velocity. And of course, we get the highest is 1.5 kilometers per second. 1.5 kilometers per second is plenty to avoid any damage that the large medium turrets might inflict on you. And if you do a drive-by, of course, you can increase this velocity. If you feel your cap is pretty okay, you can actually add one rig for polycarbon engine housing and gain even much more speed. You can, if you want, you can reach 2 kilometers. So it's very good. Main tactics, as I mentioned, fly at an angle, try to do a drive-by. Why? Because you just need to get in range of your drones. Just heading over to the fitting area, and we can see the drone range, in my case, is 42 kilometers. 42 kilometers, I just need to pass within that range against the enemy that I want to engage my drones with. I select drones for engagement, and then I get the fuck out of there. It's that simple. And I go back to 100 or 60 or 80. The NPCs, the elites as well, they tend to hit you at around 80 kilometers, so it's really not a safe distance. 100 or above is what you aim for. So you target your enemy, you do a drive-by, you leave your drones in attack mode, and you leave range. And you go away as far as possible, allow the drones to finish up their work, and you just do drive-bys, strafing runs. You may call them strafing runs, or in case you're like an aviation enthusiast like me, we know the word for this is it's called boom and zoom. This is the exact tactic that you want to apply here. Boom and zoom, close in range, not much, just at the range limit, approach at an angle, drop your drones, and get the fuck out. This way, you'll clean up the NPCs in no time, and once you gain range, you can activate your entire arsenal of drone damage amplifiers, and once you do that, you'll see stuff melting very, very quickly. 430 DPS. That's insane. And you can, for 20 or 25 seconds, I don't know, because I have some skills in here, 22 seconds, you can upgrade this even further with drone upgrades skills, and you melt your target, and then by the time this recovers, you'll be able to melt some more. This is the tactic. This is how you clean every pocket. Just make sure to pick off the interdixers and the interceptor NPCs first, and then you can get rid of the battle cruisers, whatever you like. The only problem that this fit might pose is against some elites that I've seen burning for like 3 or 4 kilometers a second in cruiser-sized ships, or even battle cruisers. I had one elite Brutix that decided to chase me off to infinity and beyond with speeds unimaginable. His orbit, his orbit, because of his speed, was so elliptical that he actually went out of range. It was pretty dumb. I think that was a bug. I reported it. I don't think it's going to be fixed, but it kept missing me. But if that NPC managed to get to you, it won't have a scrambler or a disruptor. Remember that. So if things get heated up, you have had plenty of time to just align and warp away, because this ship has increased agility per level inertia modifier, which basically directly affects the agility of advanced cruiser command bonus per level. So that's pretty much it on the fit. You can basically do one tech level 10 story in, I think, less than 5. I'm doing them in around 4 hours of total gameplay, because I'm not playing like 4 hours constantly. I don't have the time available. I can very well go do a pocket, finish one wave, then, I don't know, go dock up or do whatever, work, or I don't know, take the kids to bed, come back again, do 2 more waves. That's how you do. That's how you play Eve Echoes. Eve Echoes is mobile. It's in your pocket. You just take out your phone, you do some stuff, and then you put it back. It's simple. It allows you this flexibility to not sit in front of a PC. Well, except if you're running on emulators, and it sucks for you, I don't know. But for me, this is how it goes. And you can basically just farm one of these Tech 10, or you can even farm multiple Tech 8. I'm doing a Tech 8 in less than 2 hours. So that's something. If I had more time to farm, I'll probably be a multi-billionaire in ISK, of course, but I don't have time to farm. I can do one every now and then. And for the rest, I try to do videos, I try to, I don't know, stay in touch with my corporation and alliance, participate in random events. That's pretty much it. Time limited, family stuff, work stuff, blah blah blah. This is the ship, this is the fit, that was the tactic. I hope you guys enjoy, and this is actually an advanced mechanic on the fitting and how to use ships in dumb ways, but which are highly effective. So don't pick this up if you've just started the game, because you're probably gonna get blown up until you get the kinks and how to work these things out. This fit is for advanced players. Thank you guys for watching. Very big shout out to my channel supporters. Cheers.